Yo, what is up, guys? AlakaAlpha here, and welcome to my channel. Now, first of all, I want to explain briefly to you guys why I made this channel. It is actually quite simple. I've seen other PokeTubers posting videos of their battles and leagues, and I wanted to do it myself, so yeah, here I am. I recently joined a league which is called the PCL. This is my first ever league, and I really like the format. For those of you who don't know what it means, I'm going to explain it for you. League play is really different from standard play, which is 6 months, make a team and battle. But being in a league, you are limited with your options of months to choose from, and you already know beforehand which potential months your opponent can bring to your match. Well, how do you know what months you can choose from, and how do you know your opponent's months? The answer is drafting, which is this video about. Drafting means all the team's coaches come together and pick one mon at a time, 11 in total, and until everybody has picked, you can't pick your next mon. So, when you pick, you have to wait for everybody to pick a mon, and then you can pick again. Um, every mon can only be picked once, so if somebody else picked it before you, too bad for you, my friend. The order of who is picking is randomized to make it fair for the person who came out last in the randomizer. He could have the first pick in the next round. It's called snake type drafting, I believe. I was number 14 out of the 16 coaches. This means I could also choose 2 months really fast after each other. However, I would have to wait quite a long time until I can pick my next 2 months. Um, since I since I could choose almost 2 months at the same time, I wanted to pick in cores Pokemons that work really well with it together. And you also see in my draft a couple of months I draft are with immunities, and I really believe that's a key in my team. It's really cool. Well, that being said, let's finally go to my draft. Okay, so the first round is always really exciting. You never know if your first pick, probably the one you want the most, will still be left on the board when it's your turn. Luckily for me, Starmie was still there. Why did I want Starmie so bad? Well, let me tell you. Starmie can do almost everything. It has decent defensive stats, reliable recovery in recover and pain split, which I think is really cool. And in my opinion, it is the best spinner in the game because most hazard setters are weak to water, so Starmie is already a threat for them, and it might force some switches. Starmie has also the potential to be offensive and has amazing speed and a wide move pool. It could reflect type or set up trick room. This mon can do it all. This mon is really freaking good. Of course it is. It's a star, it's very obvious. It's the star of my squad already. The second one I picked is Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn and Starmie have good synergy together, being able to resist each other's weaknesses almost perfectly. Ferrothorn adds a huge amount of bulk to my team, physical and specially as well. It can set up both hazards, rocks and spikes, stall some mons with its ability Iron Bards and Rocky Helmet, Lead Sheet, and overall is really hard to take down for my opponent. Having a good crash type is really useful in the format, because there is always that one team which has the weather ground type, which is really hard to take down if you don't have a good grass type. It also prevents poor options, and what I think is one of the best things of Ferrothorn is because it's also part steel as well. Steel is always nice to have on the team because it's defensively really great typing. Ferro can be part of a Fire Water Grass core and a Fairy Dragon Steel core. For my next pick, I wanted a fairy. Having a fairy is really good because you can have that nice core in fairy, dragon and steel, and you're immune for dragon moves, and dragon types are really scary in the format because they're so freaking fucking strong. The good fairies I like were probably gone very quickly, so I had my eye on this mon before the draft even started. Let me introduce you guys to my fairy and my mega Pokemon as well. Mega Diancie. Mega Diancie fits really nice on the team. Most of its weaknesses are already checked by my first 2 mons, and Diancie regular can eat up some hits. As I didn't have a good dark resist for the Starmie, now I have one. And as the most common dark move is knockoff, and my fairy Pokemon resist the dark type, and its item can be knocked off, so the damage of knockoff will be reduced. That's really nice for me. What I find really interesting in Diancie is that it can do two functions in the battle, be it defensive in regular form and really threatening offensively when Mega Evolved. It gains a lot of speed and attack, and the special attack skyrocket in the stats. This might not have the biggest move pool, but it doesn't need much moves because it will hit hard eventually with its amazing high stab moves. Also, its ability changes from Clear Body to Magic Bounce and Magic Bounce. What Magic Bounce does is reflecting non-damaging moves back at the opponent. It prevents or has it stacked, which is really nice to have on the team. My first pick is maybe the pick where I'm most excited for the whole draft. Chandelure, baby, Shandy baby. I really love this Pokemon, do its typing, its stats, everything about it I like. Chandelure completes my Firewater Grass core, being immune for both Ferrothorn and its weaknesses, which is really nice. Fire immunity is really useful overall because Firemons are offensively strong and tend to tear to teams like it is nothing. Chandelure itself has that incredible firepower as well. I believe it has the highest non-legendary special attack stat in the games, which is really cool. With a flash fire boost, nothing wants to take an overheat from this thing. Nothing. I can guarantee you it will die so freaking fast. It has some good natural bulk as well, and it can set up calm minds on your face in the right scenario. Being a ghost type also gives me the power to spin block my opponents and threaten other ghost types, since I don't have a really good ghost response for my team yet. The last thing I wanted to say for every ghost listening to me right now, you are going to be burned. I don't care if you're water veil, I don't care if you're a fire type, Chandelure will burn everything down to the ground. It will. Chandelure will burn everything. Within 4 turns, I have a Phasmon with insane coverage, recovery, and a spinner, a good defensive hazard statter, and a really good functioning Firewater Grass core. I also have a good Mega Pokemon with a good ability, the potential to be a cleric, and I have already 3 Trick Room setters, and that's also really nice because my team is kind of Trick Roomy. The next pick is Weezing, a lower tier mon. Some people said I picked it too early, but I don't regret my pick at all. I really like this mon because it only has one weakness, being Psychic. Its Levitate ability negates the other weakness, which is Ground. Having a bulky poison type on my team is really useful. It tanks fighting hits and it's a good fairy counter. Also, now I have access to all the hazards because Weezing can learn Toxic Spikes. My next 2 picks were Honchkrow and Sigilyph. The thing is, I can explain why I drafted them, but I kinda already trade them away, so I don't really see the point. Honchkrow was a really strong Darkmon with priority and good flying step, however I felt Crawdont was the better pick because of its adaptability boosted stab, knockoffs and priority Aqua Jets. As you will see later on my team, I already have Sucker Punch and I wanted different types in priority. Crawdont is one of those mons who can sweep an entire team on its own. It can take a hit, set up, and just destroy everything. Sigilyph was a rushed pick. I got sniped on the other mon and I wanted a Psychic and Fight It Resist. I thought it would be a good pick, but it was just not what I'm looking for. And with Bronzong, I have yet another Steel type, which fits my team really great. And it's also another Trick Room setter. It has really good supporting moves. It can set up screens, a Trick Room, like I said, status, and set up hazards, rocks. Its really useful abilities are really nice. It has 2 different abilities. We cover up 2 different weaknesses for Bronzong. It's just a wild guess for my opponents which ability I'm running, so they don't really know with what type to hit Bronzong. Next up is Toxicroak. Toxicroak is a really underrated mon in my opinion. It doesn't have the best stats, but it sure has great potential. With its ability Dry Skin, it's immune to water, which is really nice, and it has an interesting typing, being fighting and poison. It gets priority in different forms. is able to set up on the physical and on the special side, and overall has strong coverage moves. A fighting type is always nice to have on the team, let's be honest. Fighting types are stupidly strong. This is also one of the mons I'm really excited for, and I'm really happy I could pick it up. Miltank! Miltank is one of the best tier 5 mons in my opinion, and it fits perfectly in my draft. It's a bulky normal type, only weak to fighting, but with a little twist. Yes, it might be a normal type, which is amazing because it resists the ghost, but it has some really amazing abilities. It can resist a lot of different things. With Thick Fat, it resists fire and ice. With Sap Zipper, I'm immune for grass while getting an attack boost. And with Scrappy, I'm able to hit the ghost types back while they can't hit me, being a good response for a ghost. Also, Miltank has reliable recovery and is a cleric. Every team should have at least one good cleric, and with Miltank, I have a really solid one. Miltank is also surprisingly fast for a bulky mon, which is unique and really annoying for my opponents because I can outspeed some mons and recover up before they can hit me with a second attack. Finally, I completed my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I was originally going with Noivern. However, why would I pick that if this monster is still around? The legend, the myth, the powerful, and the first dragon introduced in the games, Dragonite. Dragonite is so freaking good. So freaking good. I don't even know where to start. Its ability allows me to take almost any hit because it halves the damage from every move while being at full HP. Dragonite has really solid bulk and reliable recovery. It has so much coverage moves that no one is safe. It is strong on the special side, but is really feared with its physical moves. I can set up and get a boost of the weakness policy and just nuke teams. Of all the dragons, Dragonite isn't very common in the leagues. I really don't know why. And I am going to show everyone how good it can be. Obliterate every mon on my way to victory. And last but not least, Electivire. Electivire was the last pick, but it doesn't mean it won't show up most of the time. Save the best for last is what I did. Electivire is a low tier mon as well, but it will shine in my draft. With its ability Motor Drive, I have electric immunity. Since I don't have a ground type, it's really useful to have. Get a speed boost from it and couple that with its high attack stat and decent coverage move, you have already a big threat on the team. Electivire will come through and hold the team together. It's my only initiative one with Volt Switch, and it has really good speed to pull off a nice Volt Switch. That being said, thank you for watching this video. The matches will follow up soon. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.